I feel like I've finally entered my mood reading era, so I have no idea what this TBR is going to be. Hello everyone, welcome back to A Fictional Escapist. My name is Kris, and today's video is going to be, I guess, November reading plans of a sort. To be completely honest, most of my reading plans in October got derailed by mood reads and just things happening in life. Work's been really busy. We're picking up into peak season, so I work in international freight in the customs division, and there's a lot of things getting into the country, particularly over this time of the year, which makes for a very busy work period that we have, and also just not feeling mentally great. And I won't go too much into that. It's just um, our brains tend to process things at intervals because we are able to work through only a certain amount of crap at any given time. So when you're in a safer space, it gives your brain space to then unpack other things that you may need to unpack. And moving away from Brisbane and some of the things that were causing issues for me and my brain over there, those have now been removed. So I guess it's time to delve deeper into whatever is happening in the brain space, and just making sure that I'm allowing that to happen and giving the brain time to breathe, and figuring out what this next stage looks like. Added stresses of going self-employed, as wonderful as it is, comes with financial risk, and making sure we're on top of that and things like that. So there's a few little things going on. Like I said, I'm not going to delve deeply into any of them, but it has meant that reading has been, or at least felt like it's been, a lot slower, and I'm not really sure what I'm being called to. So for the month of November and December, and very likely throughout, probably 2025, I think a lot of booktubers or book influencers, wherever they may be, get to the point where we go, we're in the middle of a lot of series and we should probably start wrapping some of those up. And I'm no different. I'm sure people have noticed, if you've been following me for a while, I have really pulled back on reviews this year, and I would like to start getting to some review copies, and I've just put myself in a little hole. And even though I want to do them, and not just here, but over on Before We Go blog, where I'm not talking in front of a camera, just finding it really difficult to actually put words together, even though I'm enjoying things that I'm reading. So I digress. Over the next couple of months, so November and December, I'm really going to be focusing on any review copies that have come my way, as well as any sequels that I may have. So these may completely change. I'm not going to lie to you. Like I said, mood reading era. I have no idea whether these will be read, except for two of them, which I'm currently in the middle of. But here's sort of, I guess, what I'm planning on reading in the month of November. So we'll start with the definite. I am about a third of the way through The Shadow Rising by Robert Jordan. So this one will be finished in the month of November. I'm a very slow audiobook consumer. I think this book is 40 hours. I listen to it at 1.5 speed. I can't go faster than that or I'll lose stuff, and I can't go slower than that or I won't pay attention. So it's a very fine balance with audio, but I don't listen to a lot of audio during the week. It's normally during my commutes, which is 4 to 6 hours a week. So I assume I'm at 326. It's over 1,000 pages. I assume this will take me most of the month, and then at the end of the month, we'll see what happens there. The other one I'm in the middle of, or I've just started, I'm 10% in, is Foot in the Grave by Zachary and Joshua Forbes. I'll put the cover up there. This is the follow-up to Three Rivers Plague, and I think they just announced a novella that's like a prequel novella into the series. I quite enjoyed Three Rivers Plague for what it was. It's like a genre blend of like post-apocalyptic zombie military gang, sorry, military, that's not the word I'm looking for, mafia gangs and things like that. And it was just a bit of fun, and I was really craving just something to take me out of my own world, and that is doing it. So I picked that one up. I'm not going to finish it in the 4 days that we have left in October, so that will move on into November and very likely be a read there. And then I don't know, there's a couple of things I've put on my TBR a few times. So Dragon Your Bones by Tatiana Obi, I would really like to get that one done before the end of the year. So I'm not feeling called to it right now, but at the same time, I just want to read it because I want to have finished what Tatiana Obi has out before the next project comes out, because I've heard there's like a Sister Samurai sequel in the works, which will be fantastic, I have no doubt. And then the project that she's working on after the Forging of Age duology does have ties to the Forging of Age duology, so it's, you should need to read that. So I would like to get that done. The name has escaped me for the next book, but it is the third book in the Weaveland Chronicles by Aaron Hall. So I read the second one, Purge, this year, and I would like to finish that series. So I'll put the cover up here when I find it. That is calling to me as a a YA, very accessible, simple storylines done very well. Potentially that will be on the cards. And the other one that is a potential outside of the physical reads that I have next to me is The Fall of the Giants by Gregory Contaxis. And again, I remember the first book, For the Knights, and the novella. I remember enjoying them, not being wowed by them, but enjoying them in that sort of classic fantasy sense, and had a good time with it. So they are on the cards as maybes. I have two of those as review copies. So it fits both growth criteria of sequels and review copies. The other couple of things I have next to me are ones that are maybes on the list, and another duology that I would like to close out is, I can't remember what the duology is named, but He Who Drowned the World. So I have this beautiful broken binding edition. I bought the set when it came out. I read the first book on my fake honeymoon with Rachel, and that was 3 years ago. So I should probably finish this one. This will be the first like physical broken binding edition that I actually read, so that'll be fun. I like the first book. I understand the criticisms for it, but I also learnt Mandarin and went to China when I was in school. So it's like a lot of the conversations and cultural like things in the book are really nostalgic to me, and it has really enhanced my enjoyment of the world in the book. I don't think anyone in these books are particularly good, especially like the main character, but this is potentially one that I will pick up to close out the duology. Now, feeling a little bit more philosophical, Livia J. Elliott did send me her novella, The Genesis of Change, and this is a quick little one. I do like books that make you think, so as I just said that I want some simpler stuff, but I like to couple that with something that does make me think. So this one sounds really promising. I trust everybody who's blurbed the back of it. I really enjoy Livia over on the socials, so I'm looking forward to picking this one up. Nice and short, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be quick, particularly if we're dealing with philosophy and sort of, I guess, those bigger questions and pondering. It can take some time even to get through, 100 or 120 pages, whatever this may be. So also the font is tiny in the book. So that's potentially on the cards as one I will gravitate towards. And the last two that I have here, so one is a second book in a series and a review copy, and it's still the first book is still something that sticks in my mind to this day, of something that I actually learned something from about the asexual community. And I'm very, very grateful to the author for having reached out to me and providing me with the first book. So this is the second book by J. Tolsquall, In a Time of Falcon and Roses. This is The Promise of the Betrayer's Dagger. And I hear we have some bisexuality in this one, which is always exciting to get, someone who identifies similarly to me in there. I have no idea what that noise was. We're just going to hope for the best. But yeah, this beautiful cover by Jamie Flack. I love his artwork. It is a dream of mine to get a cover by this artist when I can afford one at some point in the future. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. So I may pick that one up as well. And the last one I have here is also a review copy. This is by Sam Middleton, who sent me a copy of Eluthienn, a tale of the From Rhea. Hope I pronounced that correctly. And this is such a cool cover. It's giving me sci fantasy vibes, and I'm feeling a bit of sci fantasy at the moment. So I know very little about this one. I'm going in relatively blind, but it has been calling to me from the shelf. So if I'm going to be a mood reader, I may as well be a mood reader, right? And just see what sticks out for me. So they are some very loose plans for the month of November. Like I said, I don't know if any of this is going to change, if any of this, bar the first two I mentioned, will be read. I think I put 80 reads on my Goodreads challenge this year, and every year I tend to hit about 90. I don't think I'm going to get there this year. I think I'll be, if I hit 80, that's amazing. But I'm at 70. So, we've got We've got 10 to go for the year, and we'll see if we can make it happen. What are you picking up in the month of November? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like the content, give it one of those. If you want to see more of it, click subscribe at your will, and I will catch you in the next video.